EHS community celebrates Fall Coffee House during lunchtime performances.
And another performance courtesy of EHS On Stage wows weekend audiences. Hello, Episcopal, and welcome to KEHS. I'm Kira Bigman.
And I'm Keely Carr. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Night Vision News. If you missed the Fall Coffee House, there was some great entertainment. Thanks, Jack, for that recap on the performances.
Coffee House is a yearly occurrence at Episcopal High School where students and faculty alike get together to perform in front of their peers during lunch. We were able to ask a few of these performers how they think they did and what they like most about Coffee House.
You know, it was a really great experience to get to perform in front of my peers and show them my skills.
It's like a good community and everyone just listens and celebrates, and it's a good opportunity for people to show their talents. It's kind of like a talent show. So yeah, and it raised awareness for sex trafficking, I think, this year, which was good. That's a good thing to raise awareness for.
I guess the best thing about performing at Coffee House is that it's really just a lot of fun. Like, it's a fun environment. It's like, it's probably different if you're an adult, but it's pretty low pressure, and it's a good time. It's also fun to get to prepare for it a little bit. I mean, if you don't like normally play in a band or do that, it's an opportunity to, you know, have that creative outlet available, and it ends up being a lot of fun. And it's also fun, even, you know, for me as a teacher, to get just to be involved with kids like that I might not see on a daily basis, like or see in that like kind of artistic arena. So that's a lot of fun, and really seeing how good the student body can do and be is the best part about it.
It's not easy to get up in front of all your peers and perform like that. Thank you to everyone who performed at Coffee House. For KEHS News, I'm Jack McKinney.
With the second 9 weeks coming to an end, it's only right our actors and actresses in EHS On Stage wrap it up with a strong performance of Julius Caesar. Reporter Harris Williams puts the spotlight on this process behind the scenes.
This winter, the theater program put on Julius Caesar.
I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a great run. We're all stoked. We've had a really long thing with the show, but I think we're all ready to kill it, like Julius Caesar. I think so. I had a lead role in Puffs, and that was really fun, but I think Julius Caesar is going to be a nice change.
A good performance is not just what the actors do, but also what they wear.
It might be that Mr. Brock wants me to do something like Blood, where I have to wash the costumes every day. It really depends on the show, but that's part of the reason that I love theater, is that it's new and exciting, and it's just never a dull moment. The Blood's been a challenge. So we spent a lot of time fiddling with different recipes, trying to find something that would wash out of the costumes cleanly, but also would look cool, especially from a distance, something that would be visually striking. And that, it was a very long, intensive process, trying to find the best way to deliver the blood so that it really looks like Harrison is being stabbed on stage. And I've had a lot of really great student help. Sophia Espinoza has been my go-to blood person since the very beginning of the show, and she and I have been working together really hard, and we're really proud of the way that it looks.
I'm reporting for the KEHS News. I'm Harris Williams. Go Knights.
A truly remarkable production. Thank you, Harris, for that report on our very talented on-stage performers. With the academic year almost half over and the promises of Christmas break looming, the return to school in the spring semester marks the start of interim term. Underclassmen have been enrolling in courses of their choice over the last few weeks, and reporter Pierce Baranu is here to give us an inside look on some of the unique classes being offered.
Go.
I'm Pierce Baranu reporting for KEHS News and IS faculty on the thoughts of interim term.
Board games are a big-time hobby and passion of mine. Not only do I like to play board games in my free time with my wife and kids, but I also really believe that board games are a way in which we can experience different situations in life without actually having to be in those. We can set up, if you will, constrained areas in which to try on different personalities, try on different ethics, things like that. I would say that currently my favorite board game is a game called Space Base. It came out 2 or 3 years ago, and it's a game about dice rolling and what's called engine building, when things and decisions that you make early in the game pay off benefits the further and further that you go during the game. I really like it because, for one, I like dice games. I think there's too much control going on in the world sometimes, and I just like a game where things get random really fast. And I also like that kind of looking forward and planning part, where again decisions that you make early in the game end up being important the further into the game you go. So the class I'm teaching this year is a continuation of the one I've taught in years past on contemporary board games. This year we're going to focus on cooperative games, or games in which it's not player versus player, but more player versus the game itself.
Yeah, I have done stand-up comedy before. I've done it a few times. The first time I had done it was at a summer college conference where the prompt was to talk about the prompt of an open mic night was, I speak for myself. And I, not having a very good coping mechanism, have always used self-deprecating comedy as a way of just talking about my life. So I had put together a routine, and it was it went off really well, and everybody enjoyed it. They encouraged me to do it again, so I've done it 2 or 3 times in the past.
Reporting for KEHS News, I'm Pierce Barano. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Pierce. I know everyone looks forward to interim term after Christmas break. It's a great way to get back into the classroom.
Knowing more than one language can play an important role in life after high school. My co-anchor, Keely Carr, goes in depth in this multilingual report.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Keely Carr. Le département de linguistique est une partie importante de la communauté Episcopal High School.
There are many advantages of taking a language for many years and learning the culture.
Well, knowing several languages, at least 2, will definitely make you much more marketable after you finish your studies at the universities. For example, I have had students who have had a minor in French, not even a major, and they have been hired by French companies so that they can use the French that they know, but applying their business skills, their engineering skills, or whatever their part of studies was at the universities. Learning a language without understanding the culture of that country is absolutely useless. You can walk around with a dictionary and use a dictionary to say some of the words that you want to say. But it's knowing the language along with the culture of the people from that country is when you know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. And that makes a big difference.
I've been taking Chinese for 5 years, and I think it'll help my future jobs if I can move to overseas and know the language. I enjoy the teacher that teaches Chinese and the clubs.
Thank you to the World Languages Department for opening up your classrooms for our story.
With winter approaching, the boys' soccer team is kicking off its new season. Here's reporter Max Midhoff for more on the story.
Hey Knights, we're here on the soccer fields getting an inside look on the JV boys soccer team. This team is a new team and a new season with a fresh start. With a young and fresh team, the coaches and players are scheming a way to revolve their play style around their young and basic skill levels.
I'm really excited for this upcoming soccer season because it's a new team. It actually didn't go the way we wanted. This is a new team, new year.
Despite the team's low skill ability, they're making great improvements at shots at distance and quality saves. The coaches are focusing on long shot drills to improve their shots on goal to enhance their chances of winning their matches.
It's the beginning of the season. Now we're all bonding and we're figuring out the connections, but I feel like it's really come together and we're going to be good this year.
I'm reporter Max Midhoff with KEHS News. Back to the studio.
Good luck to all our winter sports teams as they get their season started. For some high school athletes, the dream of playing in college drives them to success. For a few EHS sports stars, that dream became a reality at NCAA National Letter of Intent ceremony held on campus last week. Reporting from Alkek Gym, here's sports reporter Chloe Hollis.
This past week, 6 of our Episcopal athletes committed and signed with their colleges. Our 6 signees were Connor Kenstel, Mia Tuckwood, Adam Katz, Drew Hafner, Connor Shanley, and Emily Young. Emily Young, a senior here at Episcopal, is the varsity field hockey goalie.
I'm going to the University of Louisville in Kentucky. I started playing competitively in 7th grade, and I play anywhere from like 12 to like 20 hours a week training, and then on my off days, like training outside of field hockey. So like in the gym, you sacrifice a lot, like you miss a lot of stuff, being out of town a lot, because field hockey's not really a Texas thing.
Head coach, Coach Emily White, and the field hockey program here at Episcopal will truly miss Emily Young. Episcopal also had 2 senior lacrosse signees.
Connor Shanley and Drew Hafner, both to Florida Tech. Connor has gotten smarter and bigger and has continually worked on his game since freshman year. Drew came here last year and he's improved dramatically because he's become more fit. Coach him as hard as we can. They get to go to prospect camps and play on club teams. That's pretty much the way they now get recruited. But we try to help them get better.
Good.
I'm Chloe Hollis, back to you in the studio.
Well, that's all we have this week on Night Vision News. I'm Keely Carr.
And I'm Kira Bigman. To all of you in the Episcopal community, thank you for joining us, and go Knights!